Men, women, lust. A highly charged cocktail that can lead to the deepest connection two humans can experience, love. But what happens to lust after we fall in love? Is love stronger than lust? Marty Hazelton, an evolutionary psychologist at UCLA, has developed a test to see whether feelings of love can suppress feelings of lust.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Marty Hazelton. I'm going to be running the experiment today. So what we would like you to do, and this is...
She invites couples to a lab and asks them to tell stories about their relationship in a private confession booth.
So what we'd like you to do is sit down in this chair and describe that for the camera. Okay.
In this private setting, Marty encourages the participants to speak about their most sexually charged moments as a couple.
One of the most memorable times that I was extremely attracted to my boyfriend was when we were dancing together, and I swear we were the only two people there, it felt like, and I just wanted to take him home right away.
So the moment I felt the most intense sexual desire would be last night, and last night was phenomenal.
The most intense sexual period we've experienced so far in our marriage was definitely at the beginning because it was so brand new and so exciting, and we, obviously hadn't done it yet. So that was the most intense time of our marriage so far.
Immediately afterwards, she asks each subject to rate the attractiveness of a series of photos of the opposite sex, from 1 all the way up to a perfect 10.
8. Because we're concerned that people might not be totally truthful with us in their ratings, we're also going to record how long they spend looking at those ratings, but we're not going to tell them that. So that's going to be our more subtle measure of whether they are more attracted to those photos.
Easy 2. 3.
6.
1. 5.
5.
Across the board, subjects lingered longest on images of young, scantily clad members of the opposite sex and rated them
7.
highest. But this is just the first part of Marty's experiment. Now, she and her research associate bring a second set of couples into the confession booth. Instead of having them talk about lust for their partner, she has them talk about love.
The first time I saw my girlfriend, we were out in a nightclub, and we locked eyes. There was a moment in time where, everything had gone still, and we were really connected in a way that it's hard to describe.
I asked her to marry me, and she said yes. And boy, I'm telling you, that was the happiest moment. I think I sweated out a shirt, a coat, and part of my hair too as well.
When I first met Dustin, he came into where I was working, and I don't know, it just seemed right. And I remember we were at work, and this is who I'm supposed to be with. I'm not supposed to be with someone that I have to chase. I think we both were in love at first sight.
When the couples whose brains have just been thinking about love rate the photographs, the results are strikingly different from the couples who'd been primed to think about lust.
5.
We saw that men who were in the love condition, there was one very attractive woman wearing a bikini and standing in kind of a sexy pose. And when they viewed her, they tended to click by as fast as possible.
My sight really isn't wandering. It's much more focused on her.
Men in the love condition are pushing relationship alternatives out of their mind and doing so successfully.
6.
They didn't do that as much when they were in the desire condition.
So thinking about love suppresses the desire to stray, especially for men. But thinking about sex, even if it's with your partner, opens the door to lust for others.
When the woman in the bikini popped up, you did spend significantly longer time looking at her than any of the other images. However, that's what all the men in the study have been doing. When men are primed to think about sexual desire, they're spending significantly more time looking at that image.
I definitely think that when we're primed for sex, we could lose control. It's easy to lose control. You can look for anybody,
In both cases, you're feeling a very positive emotion toward your romantic partner, but only in the case of love does it help you defend against relationship alternatives.
Evolution designed lust to help us find and mate with a partner. It also designed love to help us stay together to raise children. And these two deep emotional drives are locked in permanent conflict.
There probably is a tug of war over the course of relationships and across relationships between feelings of lust and feelings of love for the partner.
It's difficult to suppress lust completely, where it's always there underneath our skulls just waiting to come out.
Every moment of every day, lust is at work inside us, pumping dopamine into our brains, hormones into our bloodstreams, directing how we spend our money, pushing us to creative heights, helping us be helpful, driving us to fall in love, but always tempting us to stray. Lust never takes a break.